Hello, it's July 30 in this War in the Pacific Admirals Edition game featuring myself as the Allies against TF-1377 as Japan. Uh, these few turns have been kind of prep for some offensive action on my part in the South Pacific and Southwest Pacific, but otherwise there's some static that continues in Java, although the initiative is for Japan. Timor, you can see here, there's Kapang still holds, and China, and Burma, there's some uh, static situations. Okay. Yeah, pardon me. So these destroyers come in and bombard, but not really effective, although probably because the base is already pretty wrecked. Now, we got sub chasers out here patrolling because I'm trying to eliminate this sub here that keeps pestering well, let's just say patrolling Johnston Island. Ooh, nice. Usually those are duds or miss, so it's always nice to see a torpedo hit. And explode. Okay, so he keeps his eye on cans while we obviously we're keeping our eye on his bases there. Vals fly over, do some damage to our troops here in Borneo, even through the thunderstorms. Sally's hitting Kapang. Okay, this is us hitting Cooktown. Let's see. What I was going to say is you can see we went in without escort or sweeps initially. So it's a good thing we didn't get. Wow, look at all this stuff that he has here. Um, all right, and I discovered something I'll share real quick because I'm gonna forget. I had the 27th Division as well as a huge stack of units coming into Cooktown. For some reason, the 27th was in move mode but not actually moving. Everything else will be in there this turn, and these guys will have to come in 3 more days, unfortunately. Okay, more bombing here. Again, the goal here is to soften the ground troops up so when we get in here, we can hopefully do some bombardment and um, yeah, get in there. Maybe even do an attack. We'll see what he's got when we get in. And as you can see here, we're bombing the troops at Mandalay. We were bombing the base turn ago yesterday in game, and we beat up the base enough that I wanted to go ahead and soften up the ground troops as well. And also somewhat scout, and it looks like he has the 33rd Division here. Okay. Yeah, these Wellingtons are pretty um, strong. Got a really good bomb load. The Blenheims, not so much. Getting about a fourth or a fifth of the results. 15 Wellingtons should be decent. Yep. Um, one destroyed gun, one destroyed squad. Okay, B-25s. Not too bad. Up here in Cooktown, we got severe storms, which is pain. Yeah, we're not getting into the troops because of the weather. We actually hit into the Naval Guard unit that time. And this was their Air Force unit. By the way, this airbase had like over 90. You may have noticed this if I showed it in my after action. They had over 90 damage to their airbase. I'm wondering why it's not repairing, what the situation is. Kind of curious what's going on here. And now that my troops are going to be getting into that base, we can plan kind of get a feel for what the Japanese have defending it. Okay, and there's our sweep way after the bombings. But I just confirmed something. Getting level 2 airfield here at this base helped with that. So that's very cool to know. Good to know. You got to have a level 2 air base to sweep from. Yep. Our torpedoes just completely missed there. Okay, I'm going to go through these. For the most part, they're probably going to be just bombardments. Um, all right, we disabled enough. Anyway, it looks like we destroyed a gun. 6 casualties. Alright, they're doing... I think this is his first deliberate attack. I might be wrong. See how we do. Okay, he reduces the fortifications to 2, but we hold and we damage his attacking force. Of course, we take a lot of damage as well. Yeah. I guess it's about time I turn off bombardments there. It's not really doing anything except for damaging myself. Wellington Airfield. Okay, nice. Kumok and Efate increased the port to 3, Kumak size 4 airfield. So very nice, very nice expansions going on here. Okay, decent reinforcements coming. All right, I think we'll jump right back into July 31 next. All right, everyone. Here we are, July 31, wrapping up the month of July. So this is our last day of July to see what we can get done before we jump into August. And I'm losing some troops trying to get them back on ships for amphibious drop-off at Bora Bora. That's a whole thing that hopefully I'm learning from, but I haven't. You would think maybe I haven't still. Well, and I obviously haven't. Well, anyway, I-10 being spying on Johnston Island, we've sent some ASW assets to take it out, and we come away with 1 hit, so probably not enough even to chase it away. All right, the Porpoise fires and actually has a successful Mark 14 explosion. Not sure if it's enough to hit it, or destroy it, I should say, sink it. Not sure if it's heading back with some important goods inside, or if it's empty. Either way, I mean, I'll take a sunk ship. Tuna has a hit but no explosion out of 4 torpedoes. So a dud, to be expected. The Porpoise fires again with also a dud on that one. In the I-32, again, we got subs off of various ports and bases of ours. And we're just trying to chase them away so they don't use their little recon planes to spy on us. So, ooh. That might be that cargo ship from the Siva Kots being sunk. We'll see. We'll find out more eventually, if not now. The Fuyo and friends are bombarding here. See how much damage they can do. We get a shell. I don't know how effective that shell is, but we have a shell here into the Hatsukaze, and does some damage to the base as well. Okay, the Tuna tries again, also gets another dud. Okay, not having any luck there. Okay. Coast Watchers doing their thing, for what it's worth. All right, we have an I-23 again, right off of one of our bases, Luganville, a major base, trying to chase it away, but to no avail. At least not that day. All right, we got some carrier planes thinking they're spotting something. PBY's working. And we're sweeping Mandalay because the goal is to bomb here this turn, and we're also going to bomb Cooktown, so we want to sweep that as well. Okay. We got some Vels trying to bomb our troops in Borneo. Lightning sweeping Mandalay as well. Okay. Alright, these sallies are continually, this time it's a ground attack on our troops at Kapong. very light casualties. And Sally's bombing Tungu, and which reminds me, apparently I need to shoot down a bunch of Sally's again because they're coming back. And it looks like without a sweep, so that's kind of dangerous of him, but if he wants to be reckless, we'll see what we can do about it. And Banyar Mussen is still being bombed to decent effect. Whoops, I went too fast. He was bombing our troops east of, or northeast of Wenchao, but he didn't do any damage to our troops. Now we have bombers hitting Cooktown, the air base. See what we can do here. We caused damage to some ground troops and severe, or well, what looks like decent damage to the air base itself as well. All right, and here we got some more damage to the base, although a lot less return on our investment. Now A-20s do even less damage here with only one airbase hit. Follow-up sweeps coming. Okay. All right, now we have the afternoon air phase with more carrier inaccuracy, carrier plane error-filled reports. All right, B-17's hitting Tulagi. Mavis destroyed on the ground, a little bit of ground troop casualties, as well as air base hits here. And some follow-up bombing. A little bit more damage to the base, and it looks like 8 more fortresses. Additional damage to the base. Oh, okay. We're coming in major waves. Wow, 15. Okay. It just didn't seem as effective as 8 times 2, so that's sad. Okay, so our bombing of Portland Roads didn't happen, unfortunately. And the Row 68 parked here at Cooktown, very similarly trying to chase that subway as well with our Australian minesweepers, but they don't find, so nothing comes of it. All right, we've got our usual bombardments. Let's get through them. All right. We got a bombardment here. Well, these are all Chinese area bombardments. And again, he takes a little bit of damage from probably counter battery fire. Bombardment Yan'an, more counter battery damage. Okay, now Batavia. It appears we're getting weaker, but anyway, we lose a vehicle and some other damage. Now he's bombarding us, and I'm wondering if I just saw a number drop from that. It looks like, let's see, 310 troops, 39 guns. I'm wondering if he only bombarded with this mortar battalion, because that's kind of a small unit to use. What he has in the hex looks like to be roughly 928 AV. We have 1038 with another almost 300 to come, so we'll be at 1400, and then maybe we'll do an attack and see how we do. And Tungu, bombardment here. Rangoon. Looks like we're taking a little bit of damage there. And bombardment here in China. Wow. So he's starting to really get into our troops here. One destroyed squad, 37 casualties. Um, okay. Just bombarding him. Surprised he's not doing attacks. Now we're bombarding him here. We've got several units on, turned on to bombard here, including. I'm surprised that the damage we took. There's a little bit of fog of war probably, but still, look at all this artillery. I'm just not sure what's going on there. Um, we'll take a look around the map briefly now that we're done with this turn resolution and see what we see, if anything stands out to us. Okay, we got a sub chaser, another Australian minesweeper. Okay. So you can see here, it's August 1. I mean, of course, we're talking about the 31st, what happened on the 31st of July. We lost 4 airplanes in ops losses. He lost 1 on the field, that Mavis. So not much happening in the last few days. If we look here, we have today he lost his Mavis. We lost a Warhawk, an Air Cobra, a Hurricane, tropical hurricane, and a walrus. Looks like a ship-based plane. That's interesting. Okay. Pilots, 1 wounded, so that's not bad. And sunk. Anything gonna show up? Okay, nothing shows up here for what we heard sinking. So that's all conjecture. Not sure what they'll say about that. So let's just jump down here to the South Pacific, because really there's not much going on outside of that. I mean, from the West Coast to the South Pacific, we're just going to skip some spots because not much to talk about. Well, okay, I'll jump back really fast to this area because I made a mistake of using transport mode with these guys, but they wouldn't unload at Bora Bora. I'm trying to get this base built up because also one of the things I want to do is look into whether I want to use any of these guys somewhere else. But anyway, so we're just going to take a look at what's going on down here and go from there. But as we come over here, looking at Luganville, we are unloading some fuel. That's not of extreme high importance. Our bombardment group is pulling in. We have not yet. Let me check. Okay, I have to grab some of these ships. That's what I was trying to do, I think. Okay, see these destroyers. They're here to pick up these, some of these, like this AE for one. Maybe an AR. In fact, we should probably grab this AS. We should start using this, although the port capacity is 5. That's not bad. We should start using this for our sub base because our subs, even from Noumea, are starting to reach their breaking point. Anyway, so I'll grab some of those ships and bring them up here with these destroyers escorting them, and base them here so we can do multiple bombardments frequently. I'm going to keep bombing, keep the pressure on Tulagi with bombers, and uses bombardment groups to hit the base, and then these cargo ships will move on. We've got 2 more transports coming. Pardon me. Let's see. Transport location. Luganville. Luganville moved 2. Okay, just those 2. Once these 2 come in, the surface ships come in. I think all that's left is we need our carriers and these supply ships up into here. And as soon as we've got that, or not here, but Luganville, as soon as we're ready and the carriers are in decent place, I'm going to probably send this battleship group to bombard for a day or 2 while we're prepping. But these transports, again, we have a lot of transports based here. I'll just make a task force, load up what I can, and come up here and unload. And as soon as they unload, I've got some plans, but we just one thing at a time. The first thing is get the bombardment group going, and then the carriers get up here, escort, at least with Cap. The land-based fighters could cap it, but they don't have long enough range to cap all the way to Indeni, so we need the carriers for that. And then, so that's going to be, we're going to pull the trigger on that soon, I think. If we take a look at this one, we see that we have 32 hexes to go, and we travel roughly 9 per day. That's 4 days. So that's not bad. In a week, we should be pulling off an attack at Indeni. I'm gonna predict launching an attack. And I like the idea of what's island hopping or even leapfrogging, and say leapfrogging Indeni, leaving that isolated and taking Tulagi. However, with KB he still has basically all of his Kido Butai. I kind of feel like I need to build up some air bases that keep me pushing up. What I will do as soon as I feel comfortable is I will start scouting some of these bases, and if he has nothing there, I'll take them and start planning to build those up as well, or at least get us say an AV ship, AVD, AVP, something up in these bases. In fact, I have some unused, like these, unoccupied. All these, I could just come in here with an AVD, AVP, and bring a small squadron or small PBY unit and start looking around. But anyway, our troops at Cooktown are bombarding, and we've secured this road. I'm pulling back because I have this base, but I'm worried that he might get supplies in by doing this number. Now, right now he can't because we have troops here. I think he's going to find it extremely challenging. But in any case, I am going to leave this hex for one. And so what I'm doing is I'm retreating back to here. Supplies cannot cross like that from here to here. So they'll have to go around this and then all the way to, if I go here, supplies will have to off-road all the way to here. And by then, and also, if you look at it, we own this hex side right here. And I could take both these hex sides out of his hands too. I didn't think about that before. I could pull back a couple of tank units and do that, but I don't know how much we need to do that yet. But anyway, let's just see how right now we're still bombarding. When we get these troops in, we might do an attack and see what's going on. To look up, here we've got Batavia still invested. He's eliminated these troops, so he can do whatever he wants. Again, we're working to consolidate our Chinese corps here so we can go on the offensive, as well as the British 2nd Division. And we're just holding him here and here, occupying his attention. So far, so good. And China, we're just static like he is and just waiting to see what the next the next opportunity might be. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I know I didn't cover much, and maybe there's a lot of questions, but I will circle back and just say right now we haven't been reconning Indeni. We've only been reconning Tulagi, which if you can see here, we've basically maxed out the airfield damage to 100. And by the way, I want to show you something. When you look at these bases, they have port damage, airfield service damage, and airfield runway damage. These two, I don't know what this 100 means. It says airfield damage. I don't know if that is these two combined or what, but I don't, and so I don't know how much damage we're doing to each segment of those of that breakdown. So for example, here we see that even though our bombers, our mass bombings did so many hits here, like tons of hits, we only show 51 airfield damage. Now, is that the airfield runway damage, airfield service damage, or the total? Or average? I don't know. But it seems absurd that with all those hits we would only do 51, but maybe this is old data because of our recon. Maybe once we go again with recon this coming turn, we'll see a different number. I don't know. Here we didn't get our bombing off, so there's no damage, but hopefully we get it this upcoming turn. We get some hits on Portland roads. All right. Thanks for watching, joining me. And again, your likes and your subscriptions, as well as any comments, questions, concerns, critiques, they're all appreciated and welcome. And don't forget to join me again when we come back to look at August 1. So we're in August, everyone. I think we've weathered the storm. I'm not saying we're winning. I'm not saying that I'm starting some grand offensive. I'm just saying I think his offensive, we've bore the worst of it, and I think we're going to be able to find some weak points to exploit coming up soon, hopefully. And hopefully I don't do a bad job of jumping on them when I can and botch them, but we'll see. Hang in there with me, and we'll talk next time. And until then, have a good rest of your day. Take care of yourselves. Bye.